Ireland. I very much welcome this plan that will offer more people the chance of getting a home to live in, and the sooner it gets off the ground and starts delivering, the better. But I would like to see more attention being given to the huge yawning gap, a gap that's getting wider between groups of people trying to do just that. On the one side, you have those who can hope to get a house either by buying one privately if they can afford it, or securing a social house from the local authority or from a housing approved body. On the other hand, you have a growing number of people, couples, families and individuals who can never hope to get a mortgage from the bank because they are not earning enough, and who can never get a social house because the earnings are considered too high. And their numbers are starting to shoot up. The problem is becoming particularly acute in Galway, where for sale signs are only up for a few weeks before being replaced by sold signs, such as the huge demand, which is also pushing up prices by the week. And new construction has a long way to go in filling the gaps in supply. That means that a huge number of people are finding themselves falling into the category where their only hope now is an affordable house, and all the while paying huge rents. Thankfully, the building of social housing is at last picking up pace, though maybe not as fast as we might like. But the number of affordable houses being built is pathetically small, and I would like to see a special effort being made by the government to ensure that they catch up. In that regard, I would urge that more developments put a greater emphasis on the provision of affordable housing, where the need is increasing by the day. For instance, there is a new development planned by Galway County Council on a several-acre site close to Clare-Galway, where they are proposing to build 45 social housing in the first phase and 45 affordable housing in the second phase. But the work is unlikely to start until next summer, and it will probably be years before the second phase will be completed. I would urge that the entire development be dedicated to providing affordable housing, so that those families caught up in the middle can be offered some hope. And Minister, over the last 6 or 7 months, the number of calls coming into my office has increased, I'd say, by about 200% on people looking for affordable housing. These are the people that want to buy their own house, they want to live in their own house, and I think there needs to be huge emphasis to put into providing more affordable housing. And also, Minister, we had a great meeting this morning with our group, the regional group, with Minister Pascal Donoghue and Minister Michael McGrath, where we put forward a plan or a proposal for cluster developments for elderly people that want to downsize. These are the people that want to voluntarily downsize and that want to buy the house. Well, in Clare-Galway, we put a plan together a number of years ago, and with the help of a local landowner who gave us the land free of charge, gave us approximately 7 acres of land, we were able to build 12 independent living units, 2-bedroom units, with support from the Department of Housing, and also we built a daycare centre in the middle of it with the support of the Department of Health. And there was a great team there, I have to say, in Seamus McNulty, Tom McGann and Geraldine Carr, who are managing this facility. And I'd advise the Minister to come down and look at it. The amount of people that are approaching me that want to get into that facility, they want to be able to use that facility, they want to sell, downsize and have a bit of capital in their bank account that they can go on holidays. And I think we need to start looking at that around the country. Also, it was mentioned here by TDs earlier about rural housing. We have to ensure that we can still build once-off rural housing. Take, for instance, just say in the couple of parts around my area, Turlough, say Clarendon Bridge, Annadown, Curdendulla. If there was a rule put in that you had to move into the nearest town or village, you couldn't build in the rural countryside, you'd be moving to Tuam, Athenry or Clare-Galway. You'd actually kill the rural community. So we have to keep that. And I'm delighted to see in the draft county development plan in Galway that there is a proposal to bring in a cluster developments. And I think that's important. Either be a family cluster development or a community cluster development where you have 3 or 4 houses built together and one access out onto the road. So, Minister, I think it's crucially important that we don't lose sight of to continue to build in the rural countryside.